Hey guys, today's topic of the video is the second part of Helene Cixous videos and about her series. So this video is all about the laugh of the Medusa. Introductory part I have covered, and it is a separate video as well. But I will compile all the parts of Helene Cixous and the laugh of Medusa, so that you can get all the package in one video. So starting with the introduction of laugh of Medusa. So all over history, men are associated with great things and creative things. So Helene is concerning in the laugh of the Medusa about the relationship of gender with the writing and creativity. So this essay has two main aims. First aim is to break down and destroy, and using Derrida's theory to deconstruct the Phallogocenteric Symbolic Order, which Lacan is talking about, and which is based on order, rationality, narrow and patriarchy. So the second aim of this essay is to foresee and predict or project or make some new strategies, or to develop some new strategies for a new kind of relation between female bodies and female language. So moving towards next slide. So this slide shows we have to find out or revise Lacan's theory for the background understanding, right? So the link will be also provided in description, those who haven't seen my video on Lacan. So what Lacan means by the Phallogocentric order. So remember when he says that there are two doors. One door mention ladies and the other door mention gentlemen, and different signifiers, but one signifier is here. So these places men and women in different places in the symbolic world with reference to male penis or phallus, because these laws are established by men in the world. So now bring Derrida's concept to the center to Lacan's idea, and then say when he says that men has penis, so they are nearer to the center, and center is equal to perfection. So men have penis, so they are near to center and perfection and completeness. But women lack penis, and there is no chance for them to come to the center or perfection at all. So therefore there is a complete lack in women that is not going to be filled. So man enters his penis in women vagina to give her pleasure and complete her. So for Lacan, in every case, penis is a symbol of completion, because penis is men makes them near to perfection, and penis inserted in women during intercourse make them complete. So this theory of Lacan shows dominance of penis and overall men. So but now feminists are going to challenge this point by Lacan. So I hope that you understand this all thing. So moving towards next slide, which shows that if women are not near to the symbolic, so where are they going to be near to? So they are near to the imaginary realm or the imaginary stage. How? If women are away from the center of the symbolic order, then they are near to the imaginary realm, because they are away from the center and near to the boundaries of the symbolic order. And now bring Derrida's theory and this concept as well, when Derrida says that things near to the center are tight and more rigid and are structured, but things away from the center make the center weak to put hold on them. And that's the reason these things starting moving apart and roam around more freely and are more independent. So post-structuralist feminists say that women are running away from the center, so they are less controlled by the central rule. So Lacan says that that his theory is that the center and its rules are made by father, and father is a male. So women are free from the rule of men and father. For example, take that example of theater, when I have in the first part of this video, which was introductory to the concerns of Helene Cixous. When she said when there was an example of theater, and the stage or the screen was acting like a penis or a phallus, and those who were sitting near to the center were more tight and more responsible. They could not easily move around, all right, because their movement will disturb the other people sitting behind. So they are bound to be to act according to the rules, because they are near to the center. And those who are, and suppose women are those who are sitting behind, very much far behind the screen, so the center has lost its grip on the seats, which are very far from the stage. So women who are sitting away from the center in the last rows are free to do anything they want. They can go outside, they eat popcorns and can choose things freely. So they have more choices than the people sitting near to the screen or stage. So similar happens when women are in the imaginary realm. They can imagine more and are not bound to the strict rule of the symbolic order. So I hope that you understand that thing clearly. So moving towards an understanding of the imaginary and the symbolic realm in a short understanding, in a short statements. So the symbolic order is all about strict rules of patriarchy and the laws, and Lacan says that it is a rule of father to build a civilization or a state. But the imaginary realm is all about imaginations and choices and fantasies and freedom to imagine. Alright, so women are away from the ideas of absolute fixed and stable meanings, and then men are. So women are more free than men. Alright, so understanding another slide, which is about the flexibility with women language. So applying the last slide here, women are less fixed in stable positions within the symbolic than men. So women and their language are more fluid, flowing, flexible than men. But it is worth noting that here that when Cixous talks about women and woman, sometimes she means that the terms literally and denoting the physical being with the vagina and breast, and sometimes she uses the term to denote the linguistic structural positions. Alright, so women as a signifier in the chain of signifier within the symbolic, just as men is just as men and chair and dog and computer for that matter. So any signifier has a stable meaning. Woman is the signifier connected to the signifier of vagina and breast, etc. Because it is locked in place, anchored by the center of the system, which limits place. When Cixous says that women is more slippery, more fluid, more fixed, and more playful than men, she means both the literal meaning, the person, the signifier man. She means both the literal woman, the person, and signifier woman. So here is where the line between biology and physiology and a subject position gets blurred again. Is Cixous arguing, like Freud, that anatomy is destiny in language. So moving towards the next slide, I hope that you understand it was just a simple explanation. You can skip that a little or understand that from reversing the slide. So moving towards next slide, the laugh of the Medusa has two levels at once. It discusses it has a metaphorical and structural, and the second level is the real and real people. So the metaphorical and real, the real meaning of this essay is about the woman must write herself and women must write women. So on first level, it means that women must write about themselves and tell their own stories. But on the other level, it means women as signifier must have their own ways to be connected to the signifier I and to write the signifier of selfhood and subjecthood offered within the symbolic order. So that was a simple slide. So moving towards next slide, which is writing on literal and metaphorical languages. I will discuss that in this slide. So let's discuss the writing on literal and metaphorical levels. So Helene says that writing is equal to masturbation, and masturbation is something which is thought for women as something they're doing something in secret, or thought as something silly or shameful, or something stereotypical, and is not mature, and it's abandonment in order to use vagina for passive sexual pleasure, and to use the vagina to reproduce new kids and to grow normal according to a patriarchal order given by Sigmund Freud. So Sigmund Freud says that women must not do masturbation. Alright, they should not use their clitoris. They should use their vaginas to reproduce kids. Their pleasure is just like a passive thing. It's not necessary. Their first and foremost target is to reproduce and to be fit into the society or societal norms, or to be normal. All right, so if men write with penis, then women must have to discover their own sexual pleasure, where it is located. So they should find out the answer, that where is their sexual pleasure located then. So moving towards next slide, which says that male too are the prisoners of the symbolic order. I like this thing about feminism, that is not just focused on women. Feminism means equality, and it is coming to discuss and deconstruct what is so prisoning, or something which is so rigid. So it is also rising feminism, also about rising problems about men, and they say that men are men just like women and other genders is imprisoned in the symbolic order, and I will tell you how. So men has not yet as well discovered their sexuality and their own talent of writing, because all the time they were writing with their penis. So writing with penis means the rule of language established by their fathers and some patriarchal authority for them. So Helene says that men should write about men or their manhood. So men should write about men and their own bodies. Man word here means the signifier within the symbolic order, which has no privilege over woman as signifier. So men's sexuality is like women's, and it is to define in terms of binary opposition, such as active sexuality / passive sexuality, or masculine / feminine, and heterosexual relation are sensed as something other, and fear is related by these bond binaries. So fear is in terms of slashing in terms of slashing each situation by dividing it into superior and inferior. So Helene also says that men will be the prisoner of the symbolic order, which separates them from their bodies, just like how women are separated from their own bodies, and their sexualities are limited and defined in the life, limited in limited and limiting terms. So what are these limiting terms? These are the binary pairs. So the limiting terms are called the binary pairs, and the limitation of everything in the slash in these binaries. So they have just limited the diversity in just two things. One on the right side of the slash and one on the left side of the slash, and left side is superior to the right side. So there could be more than. So feminists are all about, and deconstruction is all about, that there are more than two realities, or there are more than two possibilities, and which needs, and the slashing the two things is just limiting the knowledge of possibilities. So which needs to find out by deconstruction these two possibilities only. So in the next slide I will summarize what I have told you earlier. So keeping in mind the last slides, so what Helene does, she first slams men being patriarchal oppressors. Okay, so she is not about like men are they are something like very oppressors or something like that. They are also oppressed. So, and they are also patriarchal oppressors. So, and second is that she identifies the structure, the reinforcement, gender dichotomies as being oppressive to both sexes. So first is that she is telling that men's rule is acting as something oppressor. So they are oppressors. They are oppressing the people who are other than them. And the second is that she is also called the men, and the second point is all about that she is saying that men are also the prisoners of the symbolic realm or the symbolic order. So that's what all she says. So last part of this, first half of the laugh of the Medusa, Helene links that she says that how do binary structures seep into cultures. It is also harmful for cultures. It is also harmful for other people as well. It is not harmful only for men and women. It is harmful for everyone. The binaries are harmful for everyone. How? So Helene links such oppressive binary structures or binary opposition to other Western cultural practices, just like racial discrimination and Sigmund Freud calling women the dark continent. Right? So Helene uses references to apartheid to demonstrate that these binary system structure genders and also imperialism, and women are associated with darkness and otherness, or they, and with Africa. So women are associated with darkness and Africa and something like that, and men are associated with lightness, selfhood and goodness and Western civilization and white things. All right. So in essay, Helene refers to women or any other individual who is thought to be inferior. So she is referring to all women and all other identities that are being oppressed as they. So there she is calling all of them as they, as a non-speaker and non-writers. But as soon as they start speaking and writing and learn their names given by the symbolic order, or given by the names given by some authority to them, so they learn that their territory is black and dark and other. So they are always, so their education is as well not enlightening them, but enlightening them to know that they are inferior, or they are other, or they are dark. So that was all about the first half of the Love of Medusa. And the second part will be about, will be starting from exterior feminine, and I hope that I am pronouncing this name perfectly or not, but the second part of this video will be starting from that. Thank you.